Hey budget fam, it's Jordan from Jordanb Budgets. Today we are going to talk about the new bills binder and how I handle bills as a cash budgeter. I do pull the money to stuff it, but I pay everything electronically just like most of you guys do. So sometimes I get questions about how to handle bills as a cash budgeter and why we pull the money to cash stuff it if we're just gonna pay it online anyway. So we're gonna talk about those things today. I do still have some binders here because I did a $600 cash stuffing earlier today, and most of the clips from the video were just not any good. So just to kind of recap you guys, I did put $150 or $151, I think it is, into our debt payoff here. And then I put our weekly stuffing into vacation where, let me see if I can see what we stuffed. I think it was like $16 or $21. We just stuffed one category. And then we put a little bit of money into this 1 month ahead that is probably getting revamped pretty soon. So we're putting that to the side for now. Let's focus on the bills binder and how I handle bills as a cash budgeter. I had been putting bill money into this 1 month ahead binder. This binder itself is brand new to me. It's a new design that is going live on my shop either tonight or tomorrow. The intention was for it definitely to go up tonight, but I've had a headache all day, and with the cash stuffing footage not being any good, and so now refilming again, it's kind of taking some time. So we will see when it gets to go live. I'm gonna pull this though, and we will talk about why in just a second. But let's first, while I pull this is money I just kind of stuffed earlier, but as we had issues anyway, I kind of want to restuff this in a different way. So all of these bills are things that I pay every single month. They're set bills. The amount doesn't change except for electric. You know, electric fluctuates for everybody. But just so you know, these are my own personal categories. Everyone's categories are going to be possibly a little bit different. You have to think about what kind of bills you have. And the bills are the set expenses that happen every single month. So for me, those are mortgage, electric, medical, car insurance, Amazon Prime. Then for my car, I do pay that every month. And homeschool, this is a category that I pay for a homeschool curriculum that I use. There are certainly cheaper ways to homeschool than what I'm currently doing, but this affords me a lot of time back because I pay a bit more money for a curriculum, but it's a curriculum that my kids get to do with the teacher, and it doesn't involve a lot of my own time. I pay monthly for a violin rental for my oldest son. And then last category is Netflix. So these are all bills I have every single month, and I have them in order of when they come out or when I need to pay them. So mortgage and electric I pay on the 1st, for example, and then my very last category, Netflix, I pay on the 26th. So all of these are getting stuffed to pay for December. I'm just gonna keep organizing this, this cash while we chat. So I haven't paid Netflix, for example, yet for this month, but I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pay it as it happens out of my bank account. And this is saving for December. I like to save cash for the month that's happening next. So then I don't have to say stuff at 1 week and then pay it 4 days later if it's coming out then. I'm trying to get basically a month ahead in the bills binder. And when I say I want to get a month ahead, I just mean I would like to have all of December bills, for example, ready to be paid by December 1st, even if they don't come out until later that month. That just gives me a peace of mind that even if December, because I do work for myself and my income is all for my Etsy and YouTube channel, even if I don't make what I need to or would like to in December, I know that December bills at least are already covered. I don't know why I stacked these because I'm gonna have to just restack it. I'm also not gonna count this money as if it is cash stuffing, or should I? I guess I'll go ahead and count it. This money was already stuffed and I've been saving for the first half of November. We're gonna count it, I guess, as if it's a regular cash stuffing because I'm just kind of reorganizing it in this video. This isn't money I just pulled from the bank. However, we will talk about kind of how I handle weekly transactions as a cash budgeter and put money into here. Let's count it just for fun to see what we have. 50, 100, 52, 50, 300, 54, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 600, 610, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83. So the idea is say my bills total $2,000, just for easy math, and that's close to what my bills do total for every single month. If my bills total $2,000, then I know about $500 per week, if it's a 4-week month or a 4-week paycheck month, about $500 every single week needs to go to bills. So I go ahead every single week, because I do get paid weekly, I go ahead every single week and pull about $500 to put into the bills binder. If my bills were less, I would kind of calculate what that's going to be, or if it were a 5-week month where I'm getting paid 5 times that week, then I could calculate those numbers to be even less than that weekly, right? But in that example, about $500, I need to pull it from the bank and just put it towards our bills so we're ready for next month. Sometimes I stuff a little more, sometimes a little less, just kind of depending on what's going on. But for this example, let's just say that's kind of the goal and what you need. The intention, though, isn't to start paying all of our bills in cash. I don't think most cash budgeters are working towards trying to pay bills in cash, because there's some benefits to paying bills online, tracking purposes. It makes life easier. However, the benefit of pulling the cash weekly, though, is just that you're not tempted to spend that money in your bank account. You know you have it safely in your home. It is safely in your bills binder, and at the start of December, I'm gonna be able to pull all this money, put it in the bank, and go ahead and pay all my bills. That is really the benefit of cash budgeting, is just knowing that you're securing that money, you're not tempted to spend it, and put it where it needs to go. Even if that bill hasn't hit yet, you're just like slowly saving for it, and you're not left kind of scraping by and trying to pull all the money together last minute. Okay, so I just want to show you guys my setup really quick. I did just create this binder for myself using some vinyl and 110 cardstock for these trackers. These trackers, I believe it's 16 slots, so this should last me over a year for this one tracker. I just wrote mortgage, the date that bill is due, how much it's going to total, and then check mark when I paid it. So we're saving for December 1st. That's when my mortgage is going to come out. We are at the middle of the month, and so my intention in pulling this money is that some categories had a bit more, like we were more than halfway there, and some categories in here didn't have anything. So I thought for this video, since I was just kind of creating this video for you guys on the fly anyway, I just went ahead and pulled this cash, and we're gonna stuff it back into the categories and try to get to the halfway point. So mortgage on the 1st is going to be $800. So we're gonna try to stuff $400 in here today. $50, $100, $52, $53, $50, $400 towards our December mortgage. So I'm not writing down and tracking. There's certainly different ways to track sort of where you're at. I'm not writing down how much is in each envelope, because as a cash budgeter, and especially here on YouTube, I'm gonna be touching this money and counting this money every single week. So the tracker was more important for me to be able to mark once a month if and when I paid it. And then, so after we pay on December 1st, the $800, I'll mark that I paid it. And then I'll just write down the 1st, and it's gonna be due on the 1st of January, $800, and we'll start tracking again that way. I hope that makes sense. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think. If this is how you handle your bills, if you are a cash budgeter, do you pull your bills? I know bills is kind of one of those categories that some cash budgeters love to pull and some do not. I am someone who loves to pull it, so here we are. Electric, I have 800, no I don't. Electric, I have 180 written down. Out of all my bills, this is the one that could fluctuate the most. And now that I've moved to Iowa and I'm heating this work building as well, I think this electric is gonna go way higher than this. But $180 is a bit more than I paid last month. I'm sort of like slowly trending myself higher and higher. We wanna pull half of that. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. $90 would put us halfway for electric. I used to organize my bills binder too in, like, I put all of the higher amounts, the more expensive bills in the front, and then I put the cheaper bills in the back. I have organized this time where my bills that are coming out first are towards the front of the binder. The bills that come out later in the month are later in the binder. Medical, I have here that I'm gonna need about $100. So let's put 20, 40, 50 here to get us halfway. I do pay out of pocket for my healthcare, and so I don't expect that I will need 100, but I'm kind of just like slowly saving for some just general appointments that I know are gonna come. Car insurance, that is $91 every month. So let's put 10, 20, 30, 40, $45 into car insurance. We're gonna run out of money towards the back of this binder, and that is okay. Like I said, this was just a video that I've been wanting to make because I do get questions about bill binders. So at least the bills that are gonna come out the first half of the month, we have those halfway stuffed. We're more on track for those. Amazon Prime is $15 per month. Let's just go ahead and put a 5 since that's not a very sort of like expensive bill. And then car, which arguably is our most expensive bill that is left. It does come out on the 19th, or that's what I need to have it paid by. So I'm not sweating this. We're not gonna be halfway there, but that's okay. 405, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Let's not do that. Let's just do 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. Let's just do $50 towards car. And then ideally next week we can kind of catch up a little bit on that one. If you're new to my channel, I did move from Mississippi to Iowa about 6 months ago. And then I moved to our new property that we purchased 2 months ago. So my rhythm for cash stuffing has been a bit off. My rhythm for work has just been, you know, it's been an adjustment. So I'm not quite where I would like to be. But the good thing about cash stuffing is if you're doing something, if you're attempting, if you're getting like some ahead, then you're doing better than if you didn't do this at all, right? So you don't have to be perfect with it. And I try not to put any pressure for myself. I feel like being on YouTube, there tends to be an underlying little bit more pressure to feel like I've got it together. But the beauty of cash stuffing is that you don't have to be perfect at it. You don't have to have all your bills together. Sometimes we have to pull all of our money and it doesn't get to go to where we want it to, but at least we're not putting money on the credit card for whatever expense or whatever thing came up. So it is still a win, even if it doesn't feel like you have everything worked out, right? So for homeschool, let's see, the goal is to get to 110. I think I just have to pay this for 3 more months or so. This is not a year-round expense for me. Homeschool, let's just put $5, $10, $15, $20 here. And like I said, some of these bills that come out later in the month, we still have plenty of time to catch up, even if we're not all the way there on December 1st. Phones, I have, let's see, 37 for phones, 5, 6, 7. We'll just put $7 there. Violin, this is for my oldest son. He has a violin rental. It's due on the 25th every month. So, and it's $25. So let's put $5 there. And the very last bill, and then we'll talk about how I'm currently handling variable expenses. The very last bill is Netflix. We're gonna put 5, 10, let's just put $11 because that's what we have left, $11 towards Netflix. So I'm currently handling variable expenses a bit differently. I go back and forth between having a variable binder and paying cash for things to not. So currently I am not paying cash for things like fast food, groceries, any like random spending, as long as I'm cash stuffing my bills right here and my savings challenges, which is like, this one is my vacation, which you guys did not get to see me stuff today because I had, you know, camera issues. This is towards my debt, which I also stuff. I stuff at least $150 every single week. That keeps me on track. And then my month ahead. So these are my current main savings challenge binders and my bills binder. As long as I'm cash stuffing these things, then my variable spending is not out of control. My fast food, my groceries, because I pull the majority of my money straight out of the bank account. I pay all of this, I put into savings, I put into bills, and then I don't have a lot of money in the bank to play with. So I don't feel like, oh, I've got all this extra money, right? I feel pretty poor. So what's left is just a tiny bit of money, and then I'm not tempted to overspend because I can look at that bank account number and see that I don't have a lot of money. So because I'm pretty under control with my variable spending and my work expenses, which are really my 2 only categories that aren't here, I'm not currently pulling, say, $20 a week for gas and $20 and $80 for groceries per week. I'm not doing that kind of thing now, though some people certainly do. I'm just gonna let you know how I'm handling it. I just keep these trackers at the back of my bills binder, and then variable expenses, for example, go here. That's fast food, groceries, gas, any spending money. That's getting tracked here. And then after a while, you can see here, like in the middle of the month, I totaled this out. I just kind of took a highlighter and wrote on one of the lines. I totaled this amount. It totals to $404. I took that $404 out of my bank account and paid towards the credit card that I was putting these expenses on. And I'll do the same thing for work expenses at some point. So really, all in all, these binders and these trackers, and then paying actively on the credit card, like what I spend, I'm paying pretty immediately. So it's not building up more debt, which is the important part, right? So that's currently how I'm handling everything. This, of course, fluctuates. I will at some time, I'm sure, have a variable spending binder for like gas and groceries and stuff, and maybe even a work binder. But for now, it's just easier for me to keep up with it. I check in on my cards and my spending every day at some point, either in the morning or at night, depending on my day. And then I can kind of really easily pay off those cards and not let money sit or like get behind on those expenses. All right, that is it for this video. Short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.